Minesh Baxi here, and I'm really excited that I have my good friend Lona Fink here, who is a fantastic speaker and helps other speakers achieve their dreams as well. So, Lana, welcome.
Thank you very much, Minesh. I'm super excited to be here today.
Yeah, I've gotten to know you over the last few months, and I can tell you, you have a phenomenal story, and you were able to go from being like not able to do anything in this area, and suddenly you're an expert on it. So give people a little bit background because I know your story where you start with about speaking. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. 3 years ago, I was in corporate America and I froze delivering a leadership presentation. And I remember to this day, it was a moment of sheer panic. I had sweat dripping down my face, my chest was beating on, my heart was beating out of my chest, and I could hardly get the words out. And at that point, I swore I would never be in public speaking and I would never be in leadership.
So was
And
this in person on a stage with thousands of people? Where was this?
And all of a sudden, oh, it was in corporate America, and it was during COVID.
Uh-huh.
What happened was I
And
was
it was
part of
on Zoom.
on Zoom. Yep, I
Yeah, so
was
it
in.
was not in front of thousands of people with the spotlight on you. You were on Zoom in your own comfortable area and suddenly you froze.
Correct. What happened though was there was 300 people on the Zoom presentation. And so I literally had to deliver my leadership portion for an employee resource group to tell them where we were going, what we were doing to help build up our Black employees. Internally, I was an ally for this amazing leadership, this employee resource group. And so, yes, it was a moment, right? I was very scared and emotional because I didn't know why I was feeling this way, but I definitely did not like it and completely stepped back from leadership at that point and public
Amazing.
speaking at that point.
So tell us about the 3 years later now.
So the crazy thing is, 1 year later, the same employee resource group gave out 61 Toastmasters International memberships. And the amazing thing was, I signed up immediately because I was committed to overcoming this fear of public speaking. After spending a year on LinkedIn learning, it was great getting some information, but it wasn't real life experiences. That's what I needed. And I remember June 1st of 2022, I got an email saying, congratulations, you're a Toastmaster. And I was like, oh my gosh, whose spot did I just take? Right? Like that was my immediate thought. I don't belong on this stage. What am I doing? I'm a complete fraud. They're all going to know. I mean, you've no idea. The imposter syndrome that just came in was unbelievable. And then on top of that, we were starting a brand new Toastmasters club at the company. And the president of the club at the time decided to step down. So all of a sudden, someone said, my mentor in Toastmasters said, it's time for you to step up. And I said, me? I know nothing. I know nothing about Toastmasters. I know nothing. I'm afraid to speak in public. You want me to show everyone how to do it? And she said, yeah, you have to. I mean, I'll be there to support you, but you'll get it. You'll be fine. I'm like, okay, with your help, I will do it. And today, just 2 years after, I'm now leading 21 clubs and over 400 members in Toastmasters International. And my commitment is to help everyone tell their story, be authentic, be who they are, and really truly connect with the audience. That's what I want them to do.
Wow, what a transformation. So if somebody says, you don't know how it is to be afraid in speaking in public, you just have been always a gifted speaker. You can't help me go from being shy, being introvert, or being afraid on the stage to being an accomplished speaker. What would you say to that person?
I would say I've been there. In fact, in high school, I never wanted to be called upon. I would sit in the back of the class and not even raise my hand. I was always the one that was there, but supporting. I was in the supportive, administrative type of role. I never wanted to be the person to say, I have the answer, let me help you get there. And now all of a sudden, because of Toastmasters, it's amazing what you can actually do and how you can feel when your story can be told, or you can potentially be an inspiration to others. Yes, it's scary. The one thing we don't have to worry about though is being perfect. And that was my biggest thing. I wanted perfection. I didn't want to have any filler words. And if I had no filler words and I was able to read my script, and when I say read my script, Minesh, I'm talking about you're watching my eyes go back and forth, reading my script. I felt good because I had no filler words, but I wasn't connecting with the audience. And so it's one of those things where for me, it's more important that it comes from my heart and that I'm able to have that connection with the audience than to be perfect. In fact, I always tell everyone, don't stress about the filler words because there are seasoned speakers right now that have to put them back in to connect with the audience. Otherwise, the audience is going to pick up their cell phone and they're going to be ignoring them. You don't want that. You want the audience to connect with you. So the more natural you sound, the more just authentic is what they want to hear from you. They want to hear your story. They don't want to hear some polished version of you that you think you need to deliver in order for them to understand who you are. They're going to connect with you on a better level if they know the raw, vulnerable person that you were and how you came to where you are today. Tell your story. Don't shy away from it.
Totally. So let me ask you, if somebody wants to improve their presentation, they have something important coming up, they're going to be speaking in front of a group of people, or a very important presentation in their business, corporate or otherwise, or they even want to be on a very successful stage like TEDx. How are you helping these people? Like, what are some of the tools that you are using that can help these people?
One of the things I'm definitely using is an AI speech platform called Udly. And what it does, it actually gives you analytics. And the best part about these analytics is you can get them really for every single speech that you give. And I was able to really transform my Toastmasters experience because of this platform. I was able to get my filler words, my pacing. Was I looking at the camera? What did the audience hear? All non-judgmental feedback. It's from a computer. And for me, someone who I don't want to say I have the thickest skin, but in Toastmasters, you get an evaluation after your speech, and you're not supposed to take it personal, right? You're supposed to just roll with it. This is part of being a Toastmaster, but it's only one person's opinion. This is literally analytics that I love being able to pull in whenever I'm working with a client of mine, because it drills down for them different areas we can focus on. Another thing that I will tell you I'm passionate about is speaking from the heart and using pictures to enhance how you want the audience to feel. When you have too many words on the camera or on the screen, the problem is they're reading ahead of you. They're not listening to you. And so I would much rather stand on a stage and say, I'm going to ask you a favor. Put down your phone, put down your notepad. I'm going to give you a QR code where you can scan, get the notes after this talk. I want you to be fully present with me so that I can answer any questions that you may have. Because that way they're going to hear your message the way you want it to be delivered. They're not going to be trying to write down their notes of your message, and then all of a sudden they do shorthand and they're typing it back up, and it's not the message that you gave them. It's another version of your message. So it would be much more effective for you to speak your message, to put your message into a PDF, have them scan it. That way they get the message you wanted them to have. They're not trying to rewrite your message in some shorthand that they were listening and trying to pull it through their brain to write it down, and now they're trying to pull it back from memory. It's always best just to do that. And I found a lot of audiences love that because then they're really, truly in the moment.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you. So I'm sure some people are listening to it, watching it and saying, hey, Lana, how can you help me? Where would they start with in learning about you?
Sure. They can go to my website. It's elevateauthentically.com, just as it sounds. And when they get there, there's going to be a pop-up that says, take the scorecard quiz. Are you ready to master the art and science of presentations, communication?
Mhm.
And the biggest thing for me is the art of communication is Toastmasters. The science of it is Udly. That's how I use the two in my coaching so that you understand the amazing benefits both different areas can bring in. I'm also going to be releasing very soon another quiz that says, are you ready to be a TEDx speaker? Because there are a lot of folks out there that might be a little bit nervous about maybe going on that TED stage. But if you had a way to potentially get there sooner than the normal way of applying potentially 86 times to just be on a TED stage, why not work with a coach to get you there possibly a little faster? I mean, it would be amazing for all of everyone listening if they have a story to tell, right? Let's help them tell it in a way that's clear, concise, and impactful, not only to their local audiences, but literally to the globe. Our stories in our own areas definitely ripple across the globe. They're not only for us. The public speaking, the fear of public speaking, 75% of the population fear public speaking. That means it's not only in South Florida, right? And so how many times could you do something or have an amazing experience that you need to share so that you can inspire others? That's what I
Absolutely.
do. That's why I love now, after corporate America, 27 years with corporate America, owning my own coaching company to help everyone understand the magic that's there in public speaking and being able to share your story.
That is awesome. As you know, my daughter will be speaking on TEDx stage at the
I
end of the
know.
month here. I'm pretty excited about that.
Excited.
And it's not been an easy journey. And I just like to tell people, I'm your business coach, just like you are a coach for speakers. It's like having a GPS. Now, you don't want to go to a new location without a GPS. And
Mhm.
you might be like, Minesh, I definitely need a GPS. Great. Now, the GPS, as you know, has directions for walking, biking, driving. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of different options. So if you want to go by walking, well, it's going to take you a lot longer. You can do it, right? On the
Mhm.
other hand, if you want a supersonic jet to get you there, well, the directions are different. And that's why a coach is like your GPS to take you from where you are to where you want to go, where you have never been there. And
Yeah.
then by hiring the right coach, you can shortcut the process a lot faster. Last question for you before we wrap up here in just a minute. Tell me, how has it been for you going from a corporate to being an entrepreneur?
It's liberating because in corporate America, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel and it was just every day, constantly over and over and over again. And now working with you and understanding what I need to do to make my business a success and know that it is amazing the opportunities that are out there. I keep pinching myself every single day. We're on our daily calls, and then we have our other calls that we're all on together, and our once a month meetups, to be able to just meet everyone in person, understand who they are, how can we help each other. It's such an amazing experience. Honestly, I can't thank you enough.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure. I know being an entrepreneur is challenging, and a lot of people get excited initially, but they eventually fall apart is because somehow there is a feeling we all have. And I don't know why we get this feeling, why we get these thoughts that I should already know everything about being an entrepreneur. And that's the last thing you should be thinking. Just like somebody who wants to be a doctor, 18-year-old, doesn't say, oh, I already know how to be a doctor. Well, they know they have to go through a process to learn the skills required to be a physician, a doctor, a surgeon, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And somehow, most of us who are trying to become entrepreneurs don't understand it. You obviously do, which is why you hired me as a coach. But most people don't understand that, and they feel they should already know how to market themselves, how to sell, how to hire, how to manage money. It's like if you didn't go through that training, how can you know?
Right, you're not gonna know, and that's why, I had everything ready. January 1st, my federal ID number, I had my website built, I had everything ready to go, and I'm sitting there going, "Now what? How do I generate clients? How do I help everyone understand what value I can bring to them?" And that's why working with you has been transformational over these past few months, because all of a sudden I'm in groups and speaking to others I never would have even thought that I would be available to speak to. So really it's just getting everyone to understand who you are, the value that you can bring to them. And that's the key. The key is, what value do you have to offer them? Why should they absolutely talk to you? At least talk to you and get to know you as a person. And then maybe you could help each other out. But the value that you can bring, the experiences you can bring into their environment, maybe even show them that there is a way, there is another alternative. It doesn't always have to be the exact same thing. All of a sudden, a different perspective just completely shifts everything. We see it in our daily accountability calls, and people walk in with different things, and we're like, oh, what? You're right. That would work, right? And then all of a sudden, we're all trying to think, how can we put that in our business? Every single day, we're doing these amazing things together. And that's why the group is so successful.
Thank you so much, Lana, for taking the time. I am so excited. I can't believe where you will be 12 months from now. This is going to be just explosion for you, and you will be growing your business. More important, you'll be impacting a lot of lives, transforming them totally. So thanks, Lana, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Minesh.